สวัสดีค่ะคุณผู้ชมขอต้อนรับเข้าสู่รายการ Education Today ค่ะวันนี้กับดิฉันทอแสงรัศมีธีทักแก้วนะคะประเด็นที่ Education Today วันนี้นะคะอยากจะนำมาเสนอก็คือเรื่องราวของหลักสูตรการเรียนการสอนที่ได้รับการยอมรับในระดับสากลค่ะและล่าสุดนั้นโรงเรียนสาธิตแห่งมหาวิทยาลัยรังสิตนะคะก็ได้รับการรับรองให้ใช้หลักสูตร IB โปรแกรมนะคะซึ่งเป็น International Baccalaureate โปรแกรมซึ่งหลักสูตรนี้เนี่ยหลายคนอาจจะสงสัยว่ามันต่างจากการเรียนนะคะนานาชาติหรือว่าการเรียน2 ภาษาอย่างไรแล้วก็การให้ความสำคัญกับทักษะต่างๆซึ่งสอดคล้องกับรูปแบบการศึกษาในศตวรรษที่ 21 นั้นเนี่ยจะเป็นไปในทิศทางนี้ไหมนะคะวันนี้เราได้รับเกียรติจากมิสแคทเธอรีนเปียร์ลุยส์นะคะก็ท่านเป็น Primary School Principal and PYP Coordinators นะคะก็จะมาให้ความรู้ทำให้เรานะคะได้เข้าใจกับหลักสูตร IB กันด้วยค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ Hello
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay, let's start with the questions. What is the IB Primary Years Program? Please explain.
Yeah, the primary years program, or as like we like to call it, the PYP, is the first of 4 programs that the International Baccalaureate offers. It's aimed at children from age 3 to 12, and its approach or its philosophy is inquiry-based teaching, where learners construct their own understanding by working in collaborative groups and driving their own learning through having choice and voice and agency in their own learning. So they take that understanding and the skills and knowledge that they've gotten from the unit and apply it to real-world situations. And that's how the units wrap up.
โอเคนะคะก็อย่างที่มิสแคทเธอรีนได้บอกไปเบื้องต้นว่าหลักสูตรนี้เนี่ยนะคะก็คือขั้นต้นใช้กับเด็กๆตั้งแต่อายุ 3 ปีถึง 12 ปีเรียกว่าบ้านเราก็เริ่มที่อนุบาลไปด้วยนะคะทีนี้เนี่ยสิ่งสำคัญคือเด็กๆจะมีทักษะที่สามารถนำมาใช้กับโลกแห่งความเป็นจริงได้ด้วยนะคะทีนี้สำหรับ IB World School เป็นอย่างไรนะคะ is SBS an authorized IB World School what does this mean
Okay. Yes, I'm pleased to announce that as of October 2018, SBS is an authorized IB World School offering the primary years program, or the PYP. And what does this mean? Well, really, it's a huge accomplishment. It's something we've been working on for the last 3 years. And any school that's gone through this process knows how extensive this process is. The IB sends representatives from the IB organization out to visit the school, and they evaluate the school on whether or not we are embodying the IB philosophy, whether or not we have all of the structures and leadership, the facilities, the resources that we need to implement the program, as well as they look and see if our curriculum is carefully aligned using the framework of the IB and the PYP, and then they evaluate our teaching and learning and our assessment practices. Through that process, they talk to the students, the teachers, the leadership, the families, and they get a full picture of what's happening and who knows what. And from that, they can get a sense of whether the community is on board with the changes the school has made as well.
นะคะก็ทำให้เราได้รู้ว่าการที่โรงเรียนสาธิตแห่งมหาวิทยาลัยรังสิตนะคะได้เข้าสู่หลักสูตรนี้ยังเป็นทางการจริงๆไม่ได้เพิ่งเป็นแล้วก็เพิ่งทำแต่ว่าเป็นการเตรียมความพร้อมทั้งด้านบุคลากรทั้งโครงสร้างแล้วก็ตัวนักเรียนเองเป็นเวลากว่า3 ปีแล้วนะคะทีนี้มีคำถามที่น่าสนใจคุณผู้ชมอาจจะเคยได้ยินคำนี้นะคะ What is transdisciplinary learning?
Well, transdisciplinary learning is quite different than the traditional schooling. So in traditional schooling, we had subject-based learning. You went to science, you went to English, that sort of thing. In transdisciplinary learning, you take bits from all of that and combine it into, so it's like an interdisciplinary study, but then you take all of that and you combine it, and the synthesis, the end results and the knowledge and the skills you gain from that is applied to a real-world context. And that informs a new layer or a new level of understanding.
นะคะก็เป็นความสำคัญเมื่อกี้เนี่ยคำที่เราถามกันคือ transdisciplinary นะคะซึ่งคุณแคทเธอรีนได้บอกว่ามันต่างจากระบบเดิมก็คือเมื่อก่อนเด็กๆเรียนกันแยกรายวิชาแต่ตอนนี้ก็คือเหมือนมีการ merge รวมวิชากัน critical thinking for the student right
Absolutely.
okay
Yeah, it makes it much more authentic, the experience.
นะคะ
So
เป็นการคิดเชิงสังเคราะห์ด้วยนะคะโอเคwhy is it important for children at this age to learn through inquiry
well, because children are naturally inquisitive. And if you think back to when you were in school and when I was in school, we went into school, we knew we had a test the next day, we stayed up all night studying hard. We'd go in, we'd do well on the test, and then a week later, we'd forgotten it. But inquiry learning is a much more meaningful experience. So when you have project-based learning and you're driving your own learning and you're making choices and you have a voice in your learning and you have ownership over it, it's much easier to make connections and that are relevant for you. So you really feel like you have ownership of the whole process as a learner in the PYP. And that makes the whole experience more meaningful, which means that you don't forget it.
Yeah, like they will be happy to learn all the time by themselves, right?
Right, and that's something that we want, that love of learning really drives them to continue on and keep going and follow those questions that they have into deeper understanding.
Yeah, they say inquiry leads to happy learner, right?
Right.
นะคะก็อย่างที่บอกกันเดี๋ยวนี้มีคำนี้ซึ่งเป็นสิ่งที่เด็กๆรุ่นใหม่ควรจะเป็นก็คือเขาอยากจะมาเรียนอยากเรียนรู้ตลอดเวลาไม่ใช่อยากจะเรียนตอนที่จะสอบเท่านั้นเองนะคะ so and next question you said that SBS is the first truly bilingual school in Thailand to become an IB World School. What did you mean by that?
Okay, well, a lot of the other schools in Thailand offering the PYP program run English as a first language and Thai as like a second or an additional language. But at SBS, the program's quite unique. What we're doing is running both English and Thai as first languages. So the way we achieve that is by putting both an expatriate and a Thai homeroom teacher, and they co-teach together. So as they move through units of inquiry, they build up a vocabulary in both languages, a conceptual understanding in both languages, and it's easier for them, the students, to then become communicators. So as a situation occurs, they are able to communicate in either Thai or English about the topic, which makes for a much deeper understanding and more quality of bilingualism.
Yeah, for my own experience, my daughter is in K2 now in SBS. I think she understands both Thai and English. She prefers English. But for me, it's like we are surprised because when we say that, okay, let's speak Thai, and then translate to English, it's like automatic.
Yeah, she can switch back and forth. And that's
so
really important
surprising.
because especially in our community, there's a lot of people that don't speak English.
Yeah.
And there's some people that don't speak any Thai, so they need to be able to switch back and forth with ease.
Yeah, for us, we speak only Thai at home, so surprised what that's the outcome. Okay. Yeah, and I've heard that there are no tests in PYP. Is that right?
Well, not exactly. It's just that we value other forms of assessment more.
Okay.
So if you have project-based learning, you often find that the skills and the knowledge that they've gained from the unit is applied to a real-world context and solving real-world problems, which allows us to assess multiple disciplines, multiple skill sets through one activity. So you'll find there's all different components within any different one. So with a test, you find that it's much more about rote memorization of facts, and that's not what our focus on. We want that deeper critical thought. And we want to shy away from the comparisons between the student and the student's score. That's not really what it's about, because two ideas can be completely different and be equally of the same, like equally good quality.
นะคะก็อันนี้เป็นคำถามสำคัญเขาบอกว่าแบบหลักสูตรแบบนี้จะมีการสอบไหมจริงๆไม่ได้สอบจริงจังแบบที่เราเคยพบเห็นกันมาแต่เป็นลักษณะการประเมินซึ่งอาจจะเหมาะกับเด็กแต่ละคนมากกว่าด้วยนะคะทีนี้ last questions what do you think the outcome of this type of framework is compared to the traditional model of learning?
I mean, powerful, really. I mean, research has shown how effective the program is, but I mean, just looking around our campus now, since we've been working on the program and we've come such a long way, I can see that our kids are so much more confident, they're inquisitive, the school environment's much more inclusive. And it's very heartwarming to walk around school at lunchtime and see a group of kids working on solving a real world problem and things that they found in our community. Oh, we see this, we've got to go and do something about it. Our kids are empowered by that. And that's a really important model at such a young age for them to be using education to make the world a better place.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can see like a group of little girls talking about where's ham from and what is about the pollution in this nowadays because they have topic to learn at school. Can you talk about like example of the activity that you do in the PYP class?
So we cover all of the Thai MOE curriculum. We've just repackaged it, and we've actually added a lot of rigor to it by combining it with the IB. So when let's say a class is learning about living and non-living things and the impact of man on the environment, we know that we've been successful in that unit if by the end of it, the kids are taking action, not because we told them, but because they can see that they can make a difference. So it can be really small for our little kids. It can be going home and turning off the water while you're brushing your teeth, or putting their garbage into the bin, or finding a way to do a recycling campaign throughout our school. There's lots of opportunity to make the world and our community a better place. So connecting those things is really important for our units of inquiry.
Yeah, can I ask more about the teachers that the school have to prepare the skill for like to teach PYP program? How do you do in SBS?
Well, it's hours and hours of training, basically. When I came in, we started a pretty heavy professional development program with the teachers. And it ranges from meeting with all of the staff and looking at all of our curriculum together in vertical and horizontal alignment. But I also meet with all of our grade level teams weekly, and we plan out their week. So between different grade levels, we're planning what's happening within the week in all of their different curriculum areas and how they'll overlap. And in addition to that, we have things like a lunch and learn on Thursdays, and all the staff come and they share different things they found. And we also have sessions where they go in and observe each other and have a look. And now we also have a whole program of literacy and numeracy and PYP coaching that goes into the classroom.
And I know that you are also have the meetings for parents to get more to know more about PYP, right?
It's a big part of what we do. We can't be changing the school system and then not educating our parents about what we're looking for. Homeschool communication is a really important part of the program. If the kids are going home and taking that action we talked about at home, we want to know about it. That's a success.
Yeah, because I'm always surprised to talk about turtle. They have straw in their nose, and she, now I want to take care of them, for example.
Animals is always a big one for them. They love taking care of the animals, but that is a start. It's a starting point where it ripples on, and they become better humans as a result. We use the learner profile, and it's really kind of like a recipe for the ideal human. If everybody embodied the learner profile in the world, we wouldn't have wars and conflict in the way we do. But it's easier said than done. And so if you're working at that from a very young age, our kids can recognize that. They know when a character in the story is a risk taker, or when a character in the story has been reflective about something that they've done and they need to change their ways. So it all has a knock-on effect to their own lives. And when we see them applying that, that's fantastic. That means we're being successful in what we're doing.
Yeah, and last question actually, last again. How do you feel like challenged to do this for our kids to be a good man in the future? I think PYP is very important to like basic for them, like to be, I don't know, for me, I'm so proud of my kids that when she's talk about something that I really surprised. And how do you feel when you see your student like are growing up to be like what you expect now?
Yeah, I mean, really proud. It's amazing when you can see 3-year-olds right up to the 10-year-olds standing on the stage talking confidently about what they've learned and how it applies to everyone else in the room. They like really take sense of ownership of what they've done and can actually manipulate that information to match the audience. So they know when they're talking to the little kids how to break it down for them, and when they're talking to adults, how to challenge the adults' thinking and their habits. And that's a really powerful thing. It means that they're going to be our future leaders and change makers.
Yeah, okay, I hope so.
Yeah, right, fingers crossed.
I have to thank you for such a nice teacher like you. Okay, and thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ